Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about something that I saw as a trending topic on TikTok, which I find so funny because I did not know that these type of woo-woo topics, a lot of people want to hear about it. So the topic of today is going to be called, I believe there's different words for it, but we're going to call it destiny swapping. Now, there's about two or three different types of destiny swapping, but the two we're going to talk about today is the physical and the metaphysical. Now, you might have already experienced this. Maybe you've been on the other side of this. But this is more than someone being inspired or someone looking to you for inspiration or looking to you for something that helps them find who they are in a certain way. Like maybe they're looking for their sense of fashion and they like the way you dress and they want to incorporate some of the pieces that you use and stuff like that. This is way more deeper than that. This is essentially someone energy harvesting you, doing some energetic vampire shit, but just like on a higher level. And they are essentially feeding on your essence and finding ways to drain you of your light and your energy and your energetic signature so that they can copy it and mimic you. Now, in the physical, this could just look like them taking out. Most people, if you have a good style or something, people be like, oh my God, that's so cute. Where'd you get it? And you can share that information. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about someone who is like secretive about it, someone who's weird about it, someone who will not make a big deal or even try to downplay maybe your fashion sense or say, oh, why are you wearing all that? Why are you doing all that? And the next week they're wearing literally the exact same thing. Now, I'm not like a fashion girly. I really don't like care for looks. I just know if you look a certain way, you get treated better. But if I could walk around looking like a cave woman, I probably would because I'm just not that super into looks like that. But I always remember growing up, people tell me, you're such a pretty girl. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? What are you doing with your hair and stuff? And I was just never really into that. But my own personal stories when it comes to like energy swapping and destiny swapping and stuff like that, or just energy vampires in general, I'm more like an intellectual. I like to debate. I like to make up theses and have TED Talks, and I'm all about that. If you get me drunk, I'm probably just going to go on and on about like my theories and stuff like that. So when I come up with a really cool idea or a really cool theory, and it's something I'm really passionate about, and I feel comfortable enough to share it, and someone downplays it, like they act like it's the dumbest thing in the world, no one else would ever think this is interesting, and then they literally steal my information and like regurgitate it to anyone willing to listen. That shit is probably the most annoying thing in the world. And I'm also a writer. So let's say if I give someone like a rough draft of something that I'm working on and they try to act like, oh, it's so good, but I don't know. And the next thing you know, like they're doing something similar and they literally just stole my pitch. So this has happened to me in like ways outside of physical looks, but it can look like this as well. Now, there's also ways where there's more subtleness and it's a little bit more covert. And this is the metaphysical destiny swapping. And I'm going to use some examples that you guys may already be aware of, and maybe some new ones that you didn't even consider, like, wow, that's actually what's going on here. And then we're going to do a conclusion at the end, so stay tuned for that. But sit back and enjoy these videos. And also, I feel like another thing I've noticed with like destiny swapping is with health. Like, let me know if I'm being paranoid here, but have you ever had like a good day and you know your body, you know what time of the year you get sick, you know like your immune system, you know all of this, and you're having a good day, everybody around you seems healthy and happy, and one person says something like, oh, there's a cold going around, like something very specific, something that even if you had gotten sick before, this isn't something that you would fall down with, and then the next day you have it and it's just out of nowhere. Like, I feel like that's definitely something. And there's also other ways that people will do this too. People will try to take your ideas, they'll try to take your health, they'll try to just take your essence, your energy, and your destiny. What life was supposed to give to you, they will take it from you. Now I know a lot of people feel like what's for you is for you and no one can take it from you. But you'd be surprised like what people are willing to do and how far they're willing to go and how they're willing to take themselves down just to bring you down a notch.
Now, I know destiny swapping may seem like a really woo-woo concept, but I'm really good at what? I'm really good at explaining spiritual concepts in a way that is logical, grounded, rooted in reality. And things that you may not know are really spiritual and deeper than you think, I'm good at explaining that too. And I promise you, you've seen it because, like I said, it can be really subtle. It can seem like it's really small, but you never know how big of an impact those small little decisions make. And this can be something as simple as you saying, I want to cut my hair a certain way, and somebody else tells you, oh, that's not going to look good on you, and then they do it. And this may not seem like a big deal, and it may not be. But your trust in the wrong hands can deeply affect the trajectory of your life, the direction that your life goes. It could be as small as, oh, I trust this person's, how do I say this? You know what? I'm just going to tell y'all a story. So, this was early on in my journey of doing cards, reading energy. I've been doing that for about almost 10 years now. Little disclaimer, if you didn't get any evil vibes radiating off of me and you made it this far into my video, don't start that now. Continue to practice your God given discernment and not your programming. My spiritual practices are my business as yours are yours. So keep it cute. Back to the story. So this girl that I knew, her church would give scholarships to a guy and to a girl. They would do this every year. Now she wanted to, they had to write an essay. So she wanted to write an essay. Her friend wanted to go for it. And she's telling her, like, you'll be embarrassed if you even submit it because they'll never pick you. The girl had a baby in high school and she was like a year behind. So her friend's like, that's going to be embarrassing. They're never going to pick you. Like, it's not going to reflect positively on the church if they do. Like, that's shame. Shame, shame. She's telling me, she's like, I know what she's saying is true, but it's not sitting right in my spirit. So she asked me to do a reading. We do a reading. And I'm telling her, I'm like, I'm looking at this, and even if you don't get this, it's still reflecting positively for you, but you have to write and submit your essay. This does not make sense. This does not make sense. However, I'm confirming what she already feels in her spirit, what's already being communicated with her. That's all that it is. So she writes it, she submits it, but she doesn't get the scholarship. However, that whole committee, they were so moved. They were moved to tears by her essay. They were so moved that they did like a what do you call it? Like, they pulled their money together, like a fundraiser. They had a fundraiser for her and ended up handing her a check. And the check was more than the scholarship was. Well, I'm seeing people in the comments being like, well, they can't steal what's for you, and what's for you is for you. Yes, that was for her. So technically, her friend wouldn't be stealing what was for her because that was meant for her. However, she was almost really, really close to keeping her from getting that all together had she not trusted her spirit and her intuition and did it anyway. Now, if you're familiar with me, you know when I say, what's rule number one? Rule number one is to know yourself. You know yourself, other people can't tell you who you are. She told her that she should be ashamed of who she was. She was telling her that she's repeating whatever she was thinking. But she knew that she shouldn't be shamed into not expressing herself, into not telling her story, into not writing her story. I know a lot of people wanted to know, how do I protect myself from this? How do I reverse this? I'm going to talk about that in the next video because I'm going to need a whole video to do that. But rule number one is to know yourself.
They're literally like an Agent Smith. They're trying to keep you trapped in this matrix and make you feel like nobody likes you, or like you're just not that significant, or nobody would ever really want to be your friend like that. So they have to keep you away from other people, and they will try. They will be very possessive of you sometimes because they don't want you venturing out. It's almost like a hostage situation. Like, remember Rapunzel in the movie, how like the witch kept her up in the tower? And that's because the witch was feeding off of Rapunzel's hair. She was feeding off of her light, her energy, and she was keeping it for herself because she never wanted Rapunzel to leave, because then Rapunzel would actually figure out, number one, that she was kidnapped, but also who she actually is. This is exactly how these people act. They don't want you to figure out who you actually are, and they feed off of your light while also simultaneously dimming it. as you dim yourself to be around this person, as they continue to discourage you and you lower your energy because they make you feel so bad about yourself, that energy has to go somewhere. So they feed off of you in this like parasitic relationship where they tell you you're not good enough, where they make you feel insignificant, where they downplay everything you do, and you go, you start to wilt, and then they suck up all of your light and all of your potential for themselves. It's actually quite scary.
Destiny swapping is very, very real, and it doesn't just happen to celebrities. It can happen to anybody, even you, if you don't know the signs. Save this video because you may need to come back and compare notes. Because these people show up in your life as friends, as supporters, as fans of you. You could be really talented, really smart, really magnetic. People enjoy being around you. People want to celebrate you. If you're working on your goals, if you're on a spiritual journey, you don't even have to see it on you. They see it on you. These people recognize the light within you very early on, and they try to latch themselves onto it. They have a tendency of latching themselves onto you early. Now, destiny swapping happens when people either exchange their path for yours, or they try to intertwine their fate, their destiny with yours. Because they see your greatness, they see your potential, maybe even before you do. And they do this all while trying to downplay your accomplishments, downplay your goals, downplay your impact. They'll be jealous of your accomplishments and still try to either hijack your goals or attach themselves to you. Their aim is to dim your light, the same light that they're attracted to, like a moth to a flame. It's parasitic. They try to force this parasitic connection that's just unnatural. You might find yourself missing opportunities, facing unnecessary challenges, doubting yourself. And the signs of destiny swapping can either be subtle or not so subtle. Some come off as really unusual coincidences, and it's really just repeated patterns. But like I said, it's parasitic, so it's gonna feel unnatural. They're gonna try to attach themselves to you, and it's not gonna feel like a natural connection. Also, just be on the lookout for boundary issues. This can look like love bombing you or even mimicking you. I'm not going to be the spiritual friend. Quitting the role of the spiritual friend is giving client, because it's giving client. But that's not all that I am. At the same time, that's not all that I am. But you're kind of going to have to trust your intuition and like how it feels. Now, mind you, this is energetic. It doesn't have to be material at all. This is felt. They recognize this light in you, and they really just want to hijack it or take it or attach themselves to it. For example, this man will recognize the light in a budding artist and try to hijack their fate. And it never feels natural. It never looks natural. But he'll try to hijack their entire persona. So you'll find that they copy you or they emulate you. And when confronted with this, they'll tell you that it's a coincidence. But like I said, it's really unusual coincidences. They do this all while trying to downplay your talents, downplay your impact, downplay everything that makes you you, everything that they're trying to steal, all your energy that they're trying to harvest. And this can be a friend, a peer, a coworker. I can make an entire video on the guy because I've been itching to talk about energy vampires. But let me know if this has happened to you. If you attract jealous people, jealous friends, that they really just want to be near you, but they don't seem to really like you. Let me know down below, and again, save it in case you have to come back. Woo.
That shows that your destiny has been exchanged. Number one, sexual dreams. If you are dreaming of having sex with your ex or someone that you don't know, sexual dreams in general, your destiny has been changed. And the reason why you're having sexual dreams is that whoever took your name to go exchange your destiny, the Sangoma they went to, remember, that Sangoma also working for an entity. And remember, they have to bring something that belongs to you to this Sangoma. It might be your t-shirt, your clothes, your hair, your nails. I don't know. If you're a girl, your pad or your underwear, they must bring something that belongs to you to this Sangoma. And then the Sangoma will take that thing that you're belonging to give it to this entity and ask the entity to swap the destinies. When they swap the destiny, then the Sangoma will tell this entity that, okay, this person belongs to you from now on. You can do whatever you want to do to them. They belongs to you from now on. That's why a lot of time you dream of having sex with your ex or someone they don't know. That person, that thing is not a human. It's something that, manifesting in your ex or someone that is appealing to your eyes so that it can get to you. It is not human. That is a spiritual spouse. These entities can even have a children with you in your dream. That's why you keep on having dream of having babies or feeding babies or with babies in general, or having sex with your ex or someone that you don't know. That is a major sign that your destiny has been exchanged. Sign number 2, laziness. If you are experiencing laziness, no matter how much rest you get, you don't get enough of resting. That is a big sign that your destiny has been swapped. The reason why you're feeling lazy is because the spirit you're operating in, that spirit does not belong to you. You are operating in someone else's spirit. So it will cause you to be lazy because your body don't know how to make this spirit function because it does not belong to you. Your spirit was made specifically for this, your body. So if it's exchanged, your body won't recognize this spirit. So that's why your body will say, okay, I don't know how to use this spirit. So what am I going to do is I just want to rest. So that is a major sign that your destiny has been exchanged. Sign number 3, rejections. If you are experiencing rejection after rejection, no matter what you do, any job you apply is a failure, a house, car, whatever you apply, it just end up in failure. That is a major sign that your destiny has been swapped. The reason why you are facing rejection is because, I keep on telling you this, you need to take your spiritual life seriously. Before things happen in this physical, it has already happened in spiritual realm. Let me demonstrate this for you. So as we are looking at each other like this, I know it's camera, but we are looking at each other like this. If in the spiritual realm, my spirit don't accept your spirit in the spirit realm, my body in this physical, my body will never accept you. So what they're going to do is they're going to cover you in the spiritual realm. They will put this black veil on you so that in real life nobody sees you. You are hidden in the spiritual realm. When they take that your destiny from, when they take your spirit from you, you are hidden. Nobody gonna see you in real life. All right, that's why you are invisible. And another one as well, they will cover your star, as our star is located here, okay, in our forehead. So most of the time they will put a big black bird on your forehead here, so your star is covered. No matter where you go, what do you do, your star is covered. Nobody will accept you because this star supposed to be shining, supposed to be visible. That's what will make you visible in real life to people, or people will like you, or people will offer you jobs, people will offer you positions. This star must be visible, even though we don't see it with our bare eyes, but it is here. So if this is covered, you're gonna be invisible in real life. Another one as well, they can even cover you with mud. That's why a lot of your dream of walking in the mud or doing things with mud is associated with you being covered in the spiritual realm with mud. Sign number 4, you don't finish things. Whatever you start, you will never finish it. When you start a project or a job or even making videos like this, you'll be excited, maybe like a week or 2, maximum a month. The excitement is gone, the motivation is gone. The reason is that the energy you're using it doesn't belong to you. Your body will burn out trying to make this spirit work, but unfortunately it will get tired. Eventually your body will get tired because it don't know what to do with this spirit. If you are someone, whatever you start, you never finish it, you always quit, you always jumping, job to job, relationship to relationship, friendship to friendship, yeah, your destiny has been swapped. And you have to watch out, because those people, they are always beside you. I've said this before. You have to watch out. Are you suddenly start acting like someone who's close to you, and they start acting like the way you used to act before? If they were lazy, now you are developing laziness. If they were unmotivated, now you are suddenly unmotivated. If they're angry, now suddenly you are developing anger. They are beside you. Watch out. What exactly characteristic you have exchanged with this person? Remember, it's not only one side. The moment you start acting like this person, it's the same moment this person will start acting like you. So watch out. They're right there in front of you. They are beside you. They're not far from you. I don't know what number we are at, but another sign is that you don't care about poverty. It doesn't matter. Even you are struggling right now, your circumstances, you're even struggling to get your day-to-day need met. It just don't bother you. You even think that, you are humble, you're not materialistic. Dear, your destiny has been swapped. God himself hate poverty. Poverty was never meant for believers. If you don't care about poverty, it doesn't bother you, you're okay with it, yeah, your destiny has been swapped. Sign number 6 or something like that, or 7, is that they will make you believe first that stuff like this doesn't exist. They have to change your mindset. They're like, that's like, it does not matter who is against you, they're always gonna come for your mind first, because when they change here, when they get in here, they got you. They will make you believe that stuff, destiny exchange, destiny swap does not exist. They will make you believe that stuff like this don't exist. A lot of you are not going to believe that stuff like this exists. The reason why they make you believe that stuff like that doesn't exist is because they don't want you to be curious about your life. Because if you get curious about your life and you start rethinking about the way you're living, the way things has been happening in your life, then you will look for solution. And when you get a solution, that's going to be their downfall. They don't want you to get that. They don't want you to get a solution. They don't want the fall you get. So they're going to make you believe that stuff like that don't exist. And also poverty don't matter. They come for your mind first. And how to exchange your destiny is through prayer. This gonna take time. It took me almost 2 years for me to start seeing changes in my life. So you need to be consistent with your prayer and your fasting. Midnight prayer is very effective. And in the morning prayer, there's no negotiation in that. Morning prayer and midnight prayer, it works wonders. So start now.
Do not let people trick you out of what you're supposed to be doing. There are people who know who you are, who can foresee what is coming in your future before you do. Sometimes it takes us a while to really acknowledge how great we are, and we allow other people to dim our light, to make us think that we are something else, to try to put their own narrative and twist who we are so that we don't become who they know that we can become. I don't say this out of fear. I don't say this out of timidity. I don't say this out of expecting everyone to be an op. That's not the case. But you need to be able to discern what people are trying to do with your involvement in their lives. No one is obligated to have anyone in their life. So if someone is choosing to have you around, you really need to take a step back and think about, why does this person want me here? Does this align for the vision that I see for myself? Is this something that I agree with? Is this something that will be beneficial and nourishing to me, or will it just serve them? But people who only want to serve themselves are the most selfish people that you will ever encounter. And those are the people that you need to stay away from, because it does not matter what you do for them, how long you know them. If they decide that they can no longer extract what they need from you, they will discard you.
So now that we have an idea of what exactly destiny swapping is, I'm going to give you guys some examples where I kind of think this is definitely what's going on. These examples are going to be like celebrities. Now, just because I use this, I do not know if this is what's happening, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was. So sit back and enjoy. So the first person I noticed, then and again I feel like this is a failed attempt at destiny swapping, is Naomi Campbell with Tyra Banks. For some reason, when you're the older woman, people just assume like you're just old and bitter and don't believe anything that your quote unquote replacement says. And I feel like that's definitely what happened in this situation. Now, I know Naomi's known to be a little bit of a mean girl, but the stuff Tyra was saying was just completely ridiculous. And I feel like people definitely caught on to that. So that was definitely a failed attempt at destiny swapping. So the first example is going to be one of my favorite girls, Selena Gomez. I've been watching her for a really long time, and I'm going to show you guys a picture. Now, again, just to like reiterate, somebody quote unquote taking your man is not them taking your destiny. Sometimes you just dodged a bullet. But if you know that you had an idea in your mind, whether it's a job, a career, a certain placement, you want to show up a certain way, and you feel like this person is not only stealing your energetic footprint, but your energetic blueprint and whatnot, but that this person literally wants your life. Like they want to take what it is that you've built for yourself. That's what I mean, not just necessarily a guy. But I think we all know about the thing with Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber, how Selena and Justin were together. Now, mind you, when Selena and Justin got together, Selena was more famous. I want to say more, well, yeah, she was more famous than Justin Bieber, like at first, and then when they got together they were both big celebrities, but she was more like a long-term staple, where he was just like this new teen guy. And arguably, some would say he had like a boyish look, and she had more like a more like a beauty queen look. So she really could have got any guy she wanted type thing, but she was like with him, and he was like shorter than her and stuff. So I'm only bringing that into the conversation because it's almost like she settled for him, and then she got comfortable in a relationship, and then before you know it, there was like a Uno reverse, and some little girl that was holding a magazine of Selena and Justin all of a sudden is living her life. And the part that makes it even weird in that, where you can see it's not just a man, this girl's been doing some single white female shit, like copying her, just random things. Like, just at first I thought it was just a coincidence, but then I realized like, no, this is not an isolated event. This is happening repetitively, and it's almost like they're taunting her, like a group of girls, including Hailey Bieber, taunting Selena Gomez. So that's how you know like someone is just weird. They don't just want what you have. They want to be you. They want to take your life. Now, my personal opinion on Tierra Marie and Rihanna, I believe Rihanna was always going to be a star, period. Whether Beyonce told, who was that, Hype Williams or someone, hey, focus on Rihanna and not Tierra Marie. Even though Tierra Marie was considered the princess of Rockefeller, she was with Jay-Z and all of them. And Rihanna was more like a background person. You could say Tierra Marie, they all performed together. It was A. Marie, Tierra Marie, and Rihanna. And Rihanna was more like the Michelle of the group, whereas Tierra was the Beyonce. And the real Beyonce says, hey, y'all should focus on Rihanna. She's going to be a star. Now, I believe Rihanna would have been a star anyway, but there's something about Tierra Marie where it's like, she made it so quick, and then everything just started falling apart. And I don't really watch Love and Hip Hop all like that, but I've seen her a few times on that show, and it seems like she can just not get right. It seems like she's under a lot of stress and turmoil, and she makes a lot of enemies. And I would not be surprised if somebody did some type of destiny swap spell or something like that, because things just don't go well for her, unfortunately, even though she seems like a sweet, talented girl. For me, another failed attempt at destiny swapping. And there's a lot of different ways that someone could be destiny swapped. Some people, they got a lot going on. They damn near do it to themselves. Some people, this is more like a spiritual thing, and that can be really deep. So I'm not going to go into detail. Unless you want me to, you can comment and I'll make a video about it. But I feel like the majority of the time when someone is destiny swapped, it's intentional, and it's by someone close to you that you know. or someone that is being triangulated against you based off someone else that you know. And in that situation, this is going to be Mariah Carey's ex-husband. When she left him and wanted to do her own thing and make her own type of music, he would stalk everything that she did, bribe all the producers and all the studio workers, and would steal all of her music and would give it to J-Lo. And then we already know J-Lo, she was stealing all of Ashanti's vocals. So just a manifestation of J-Lo as an artist, it's just destiny swapping in a nutshell. But Mariah was smarter than that, and she definitely cannot be replaced. And our next example is going to be something a little bit more recent. Vanessa Hudgens, and I believe his name is Austin Butler, I think, which is so funny because no one knew who this guy was until he started dating her. And now he's like a mainstream star, and the role that made him mainstream, she helped him get. And now he's, dating some chick half his age who somehow, just like the Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber situation, she was a little girl. Like literally a child, like with missing teeth. And while Vanessa was, first meeting her. So I find that very, very eerie. So that's how you know this is not just a coincidence, because this stuff is like repetitive. It happens more often than you think. And last but not least, this is another very close but extremely failed attempt at destiny swapping. When someone else is not made authentically and their entire come up is built to bring you down, nothing will work out for them. Unfortunately, even if they thought that this was a good deal, the same thing is happening with J-Lo. So this is definitely an instance of destiny swapping, in my personal opinion. And if you look into what Nicki Minaj says, she even goes into detail where people have came to her, people that she knows personally in real life, have came to her and said, this person is doing witchcraft on you. And she's spoken about it on many occasions, yet people just laugh at it.
What if one of your favorite rappers went and did voodoo, like actually went to a voodoo person on multiple occasions? And so fucking dumb, went talking about it, not only texting about it, but went talking about it to people and didn't know that somebody that was in air reach that knows me very well won't say how. Would you still like that person? Y'all so fucking stupid and clueless. Y'all probably still think that person is cool. Imagine your self-esteem being so low that you resorting to voodoo and witchcraft as if you don't have to pay it back. Imagine being so insecure that you got a bunch of bloggers doing your dirty work every day, all day, for years. You got them saying the most nastiest things about me. It's never enough. Witchcraft, bloggers, private investigators, it's never enough for your insecure, weak, demonic soul. And y'all know I don't speak on nothing that I don't have receipts to. Really think about that.
So remember to stay vigilant, stay grounded, stay present, protect yourself, and don't let anybody get you out of character. Thank you again if you got to the end of this video, and have a beautiful day.